Hello and good morning. I thought that I would take the advantage, since I am sick, to show you how we deal with colds and flus in the clinic. I actually was just interviewed recently by one of the local TV stations, and they're going to be doing a piece on allergies and how there are different approaches to allergies. And then, very conveniently, I got sick with more of an allergy-related cold. Now, there are three types of colds you can get. There are allergy colds, viral colds, and bacterial colds. A lot of, the over-the-counter stuff sort of treats everything. Now, I know that mine is more allergies because my snot is not green. Sorry for the grossness first thing in the morning, but that's definitely a good indication of, if it's more clear, then it's probably not infectious. Mine got triggered by being at an event where they were using artificial fog, and that's just one of my kryptonite. So any smoke exposure, I will always get sick. And then it's not really getting any better, and I can tell that it's just junk in my skull. Now, yesterday I actually lost my voice, and so I was going to do this yesterday, but I couldn't talk, so I wasn't in the clinic because I can't do much as a doctor if you can't actually talk. So today I'm taking advantage of, what I was going to make for myself anyway, and kind of give you guys a little overview of how we approach, different types of colds. Most of them involve some sort of mucus, and a lot of times colds do start with some sort of allergic response, and then the virus or the bacteria moves in. Now for me, I did have a little bit of pharyngitis where my throat hurt. As I said yesterday, I had laryngitis. So I think that came partially from the pollen, partially from the event I was at last week. It involved a lot of talking over loud music. Again, my kryptonite, that artificial fog, plus a friend of mine smokes who I saw during that time period. So I don't think mine is really viral, though I have been tired for the last couple of days. So I probably have a little bit of something trying to creep in on top of the effects of the pollen and just that particulate matter. But when it comes to allergy cold, my rule of thumb is number one, better out than in. And it's a goofy line from Harry Potter, but I use it all the time because it's true. When you have mucus in your sinuses, which are basically holes in your skull, if you think about your skull kind of like Swiss cheese, some of the holes are big and that can fill with mucus and snot. The longer the snot sits there, the more likely it is that bacteria is going to move in and throw a party, and then it becomes infectious. So you really want to keep that draining. Number two, don't make as much snot. And then number three, kind of prevent it from becoming a virus or bacterial cold by making sure those barriers are still as strong as they possibly can be. So this morning in the shower, I did the nasal rinsing. I used the NasoPure, which is a product we carry in the clinic and really love. I'm not going to ever demo that on camera because I do not do that in any way that is pretty. I always get water all over myself, but there are lots of cute videos online that we'll link to where some people do that in a super cute, pretty way. But it's getting that, basically the snot out of your nose, getting those sinuses to drain. I did use the super salty water, the hypertonic saline, to really open up those sinuses, and very effectively got lots of mucus out during that process. I'm also going to make myself a tincture. We love tinctures, which are basically custom cold medicines using liquid herbs. We love them because, number one, they're customized. So if, like right now, I have a more allergic-based cold, I can make a more allergic-based cold mix. When we see people who have maybe more of a fever, more fatigue, more muscle aches, or it seems more viral, we can make them a more viral cold blend. And if it seems more bacterial, where they've got lots of greeny, thick mucus, it's moving into their lungs, they're coughing up really thick mucus from deep in their chest, we can make them something more for that. Now, I do have a cough. My cough is really head-based. It's not even really going to my throat. And that's, again, another thing that kind of tells me this is more of an allergic issue than something that either is bacterial or might become viral or bacterial. So for my tincture, number one, I'm going to use some nettles. Nettles are one of our go-to herbs for allergies. The freeze-dried nettle root actually stops the histamine release, calms down the histamine response. And then also eyebright, also known as euphrasia, which is its Latin name, again, really calms that allergic response. So I want to shut this down a little bit because it's not clearing on its own, and everything in Columbus, Georgia is still green with pollen. Now, because of the cough, and the more you cough, the more irritated your throat gets, the easier it is for a virus or bacteria to creep in and start you on the path to the next level of illness. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use some horehound, which is probably our least tasty but very effective cough tincture ingredient. Prunus, aka wild cherry. This is in a lot of cough syrups over the counter. Again, a tastier and very effective cough suppressant. And then I want to do some things to soothe, because again, the more you cough, the more irritated your throat gets. And that layer of skin in your throat is just one of our barriers to health, just like the skin on your arm. So if it gets burnt or irritated, it's just easier for a bad guy, a virus or bacteria, to creep in and cause some more problems. So marshmallow is a really nice soothing herb. It's kind of a thick formula. And then finally, both for its numbing effect and its antimicrobial effect, I'm going to use some echinacea. Now, herbs are really cool. Unlike drugs, most herbs actually can kill viruses and bacteria and fungi. Now, some of them are better at one over the other, but there are very few antiviral drugs. And the ones that we do have are really strong, really expensive, and kind of withheld for things like hepatitis or shingles. Like, you don't use antiviral medications very much. With the herbs, we've got all these great options, and not only do they help with viruses and bacteria and a lot of times fungi, they do it without wiping out your good, healthy bacteria. And they do it also by boosting the immune system. So a much broader, very effective way to deal with colds and flus. So I'm going to make that tincture. Because I just have really thick mucus stuck in my skull, I'm also going to take advantage of two of the other services we offer our patients. One is our sinus clearing, where we saturate some swabs in an essential oil blend and put it up your nose. So I'm going to do that, and I will take a picture and post that. And then I'm also going to do our nebulizer treatment to really thin that mucus, because the mucus that is in my skull is super thick and not moving. And we want it thin so it can go out. So remember, better out than in. Stop as much formation as you can in the first place. I'm doing that with some herbs. I'm also doing it by limiting the dairy in my diet right now, because that is something I know I react to, and a lot of people do react to dairy by increasing their mucus production. And then I'm doing what I can to prevent this from turning into a full-blown viral or bacterial illness, and just keep it the annoying allergy thing that it is right now. All right, guys, look for some fun pictures of me throughout the day treating this cold. So by Monday, I will be back to my full pep in my step Dr. Murphy self. But until then, if you're dealing with allergies or any kind of cold, remember that we are here. We can get you in and out in about 20 minutes with a great custom, really effective blend. We have a lot of on-the-go fast therapies to help you feel better. And we are always here for you. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye.